Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So the Jets just wrapped up their training camp practice for the day. Another practice in the books where Joe Flacco is quarterback one. And speaking of the quarterback position, Zack Wilson is scheduled to have his his knee surgery today. But it's scheduled for this morning. But because it's in LA, obviously there's a pretty big time change there. So I'm hoping that we get some sort of news this afternoon at some point. When news comes out, I'll definitely be doing a quick video on it. But in any case, we're all hoping for the best here. Everybody's leaving the door open for a possible, not necessarily a setback, but they could find something else. I'm not a doctor, so, obviously I think 2 to 4 weeks is a pretty good deal considering how the injury looked, considering the initial speculation. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for here, 2 to 4 weeks. As far as the injuries go, DJ Reed was back out there, which is a really, really positive sign. Hasn't practiced the last couple of days, and the Jets are relying heavily on him this season, signing him to that multi-year deal. Unfortunately, Quinnen Williams didn't participate again. He's dealing with an ankle injury. So 2 days, back-to-back days now, but Robert Saleh did say yesterday that he didn't think it was serious. So obviously we're hoping for nothing but the best for Quinnen Williams here, but you want a guy in Quinnen, a guy who's going to be super, super important to the defensive line, to be out there, to be getting the snaps, to be getting the reps. He's been having a really solid camp so far, which is a great thing, but you just want him out there as much as possible. Now with Duane Brown, he was out there, but he wasn't participating in team drills or anything like that. And look, to me, that's okay. He's still in the conditioning phase of everything. And I hate to say this, but even after the Duane Brown signing, the Jets are still really thin at the tackle position. So I would rather the team play it safe than be sorry at the end of the day. Make sure he's 1,000% ready to go. And that goes for every player on the team, but specifically for Duane Brown here. Joe Douglas signed him to a lot of money, 2-year, $22 million deal. He is up there in age. Don't rush him in. You know, it's like a highway. You don't just go from 0 to 70, 0 to 80 miles an hour. There's a ramp. There's like an onboarding. Okay, let's give Duane Brown an onboarding period here. I'm okay with him taking, 1, 2, 3 days in this conditioning style of phase for him to get right before he's thrown into team drills. Now, the storyline of the day, something that made my day, quite frankly, Joe Flacco lit it up. Okay, 14 of 17, 4 touchdown passes on the day, no interceptions, multiple guys were getting involved. According to Zack Rosenblatt of The Athletic, it was one of the best offensive practices so far. Okay, and we've talked a lot about it on the channel, and a lot of you guys have brought this up over and over again. Tons of great points. You guys feel comfortable with Joe Flacco, a veteran option. This is a Super Bowl champion here. Joe Flacco literally won a Super Bowl, okay? Yes, it was a long time ago, and it was with a great Baltimore Ravens team, but he has been in high-leverage situations. He has gone up against insanely talented defenses over and over and over again. He has that absolute cannon for an arm. He understands what defenses are trying to do to him, what defenses are trying to accomplish against the Jets offense. This is a guy who's worked with numerous coaches here, okay? He's been on a ton of different teams. Jets, Ravens, Broncos, Eagles. He's worked with a lot of guys here, so he's well versed in offensive football. Okay, I feel really comfortable, mechanically sound as well. He's not a guy to, as the game goes on, to break down or anything like that. Not the most mobile. Obviously, you're not going to be running read options with Joe Flacco. You're not going to be running these extravagant QB runs or anything like that. But what Joe Flacco brings to the table is ball security, is veteran leadership. It really seems like guys want to rally behind Joe Flacco as well. Garrett Wilson had a small little clip yesterday where he was just talking, I think he was asked differences between Joe Flacco and Zack Wilson, and he quite frankly raved about Joe Flacco, just his ability to take speed off the football. So I don't get the vibe that the players are thinking to themselves, oh, you know what, we're screwed. Zack Wilson's out. We don't have a guy that can sling the football back there. We don't have a guy that can lead us. I don't get that vibe at all. It actually seems like the players are bought in to Joe Flacco. It seems like the coaching staff is bought into Joe Flacco. This is a guy who Joe Douglas traded away, a draft asset for in the middle of last season. He has a great relationship with Zach, with Mike White, with Mike LaFleur, and it seems like he just holds a lot of weight. He really does a lot, not only just physically for the quarterback position, but mentally as well. So I couldn't be happier to have Joe Flacco, and again, to see these numbers, to hear that this was one of the best offensive practices through the training camp period, because it's not, let's face it, it's not like we're 3 practices in or 4 practices in. I mean, we're in double digits now. The touchdowns went to Tyler Conklin, Breece Hall, Corey Davis twice, although I think one of those Corey Davis TDs was actually a 2-pointer. But Flacco also completed the first 10 passes. I know Elijah Moore made a really nice play. So, yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco, I could not be happier that he's in this position, and the Jets actually have him on the roster, and we have an insurance policy. It feels so good to have a plan B at the most important position on the football field. You know, imagine if Zach Wilson were to go down and the Jets are in a position like they were a couple years ago, where it was like Luke Falk or like a James Morgan or something like that. It's just, you know, what do? You're almost like hopeless to a certain degree, but no, not with Flacco. Not with Flacco. And look, you know, I know I'm raving about him. I know I'm, spewing a lot of positivity here, but I know that Joe Flacco is in a top 10, top 15 quarterback. I get it, but at the same time, Joe Flacco gives the Jets a chance to win. He is the best backup quarterback that I could remember in a long, long time for this team. And, you know, if we look at the track record of Jets starting quarterbacks over the last handful of years here, they've all gotten hurt. Zach Wilson hurt this year. Zach Wilson hurt last year. Sam Darnold with the Jets for 3 years, hurt or mono in all 3 seasons that he was here. You know, Ryan Fitzpatrick missed time. Geno Smith got punched. You know, there was Josh McCown missed time with injury. Like, the Jets have had injury problems at the quarterback position. I am happy Flacco's in the building. Now, defensively, Jermaine Johnson had a sack on Mike White. Carl Lawson had a sack, beating Max Mitchell on Joe Flacco. And Carl Lawson actually made another sweet play later in practice. And man, I'm so relieved to hear that Carl Lawson has been having a good training camp. You know, it was in the back of my mind, a guy that has experienced a lot of injuries before in the past, coming off a season-ending injury. Will he look like the same player? Will he provide that burst? Will he be as explosive as he was at this point last season? And it seems like the answer is yes. You know, this is huge, right? To have Carl Lawson healthy, ready to go, making plays, that is big time for this Jets defense. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.